Michael, you have a question, right?
Yeah, somebody kind of alluded to it. Of course, I've always loved big subwoofers. I love good, solid, deep bass. SVS makes the PB16s phenomenal subwoofer. But one of the questions comes from Optimus Vader, and he says, you know, um, is there any plans to do a larger subwoofer than a 15, maybe an 18? I know a lot of companies are starting now to even go crazy with the 21s and 24s and even dual subwoofers. We see that with Monoprice came out with their dual 15. Of course, you've got the higher end boutique kind of PSA, JTR. They're rocking, massive subwoofers. But can we get a little hint on? Is there any plans for maybe an 18 from SVS or a dual 15? So, inquiring minds want to know.
Michael, you have to just go, like, they can't say anything, but just you have to, like, judge based on their face and then figure out what the answer
Well, I mean,
is.
Nick's smiling from ear to ear, so I mean, that tells
I'm
me
very used to
something.
this question. I am very used to this question because anytime we're like even hinting at a product announcement, it's like, oh, it's finally the SVS 32-inch, and I will say the 16 Ultras are going to remain our flagship reference subwoofers for the foreseeable future. Okay. So that is a fact. But our vision for subwoofers right now is really to try to get as many people interested in upgrading the bass experience they have at home. And so I think, where you're going to see us play, at least for the next, amount of, I don't want to give any timelines, the next while is, products that are going to get more people to embrace home theater bass, more people to have that spousal acceptance factor, products that they can bring into their home that are realistic. And, on top, I will also say we'll never say never. We know where we cut our teeth. We know where a lot of passionate bass heads want us to go. So we certainly hear what they're asking, but we want to bring this to as many people as possible. Sure. So at this point, a 32-inch subwoofer, even a 24 is probably not that space. And Larry, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you heard some secrets I haven't, but that's kind of where I'm going to take it for this point.
I don't know, man. I've been trying to convince Smith, let's do like a whole room sub. So I tell him I want a big old huge cylinder, but I don't think most of us could put a water heater in a room with a movie theater. So I think that's where you start to struggle, is when you get too big.
Yeah.
And the one spoiler. Oh, go ahead, Michael.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
One spoiler I will give is, I think we've said it before. We are developing an architectural subwoofer, an in-wall subwoofer. Cool. Obviously, a lot of our dealers, who have brought SVS on, they work the custom space, and having a completely invisible subwoofer that lives in the wall, but that is deserving of the SVS name is very appealing. So, we're certainly going to be working on that for the early part of 2021. I think you'll see that launch. And again, that's not going to be necessarily a DIY outfit, but it's something else that allows more people to embrace the kind of bass and low frequencies that I think all of us love here. And that's a big goal of us to just get people thinking that way.
So Nick, are we looking at maybe is it a 10-inch, or are you able to say what size you're looking at, or do you have different sizes?
Yeah, so it'll be very similar to it's going to be very similarly spec to our 3000 series. So 12-inch driver, about 1,000 watts. Man, I don't have the full specs, but that's cool. It's going to be in that realm. That's sort of not our highest, but not our lowest, but still a phenomenal experience.
I think that's incredible to have a 12-inch in the wall. I mean, of course, I love just regular standalone subwoofers, but not everybody can have that. Not everybody's wife is not going to want that. So I'd rather have an in-wall sub. I'd rather have an in-wall subwoofer than no subwoofer. You know what I mean? So that's pretty rad, man.
Do you guys do any
would that be in
setups? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Would that be like enclosed, or like have its own little cabinet?
Yeah. And
or is it an infinite baffle kind of thing?
If Gary was here, I think he'd probably say quite a bit more, but
awesome.
It'll have its own back box. It'll have its own enclosure. I mean, it has to in order to achieve the kind of accuracy and transient speed and all the the other factors that we pride ourselves on. So it'll be a complete enclosure that is really easy to spec in the wall. That's part of it too. Much like the Elevation, we want to make it super easy to install. And a lot of these in-wall subwoofers, they don't even match the stud size of a typical house build.
Yeah.
And that's a real problem. Who wants to cut into the beams to put a subwoofer in? No, you want to just lay it in there, whether it's a new build or retrofit. So we're going to try to get it right and make it easy to install, but still give that SVS experience. And, so far the, original and initial designs look really promising.
Nice.
All right. Sounds great. Good job, guys.
Cool. I think one thing
here's a question then. Here's a kind of a question. So like, do you guys ever have like some crazy builds that you do that are not really meant to go out? It's just you guys playing around, maybe with some extra subs that are just like, I don't know what we're gonna do with these, and like do something ridiculous there.
So last Halloween we made speakers out of pumpkins. We put drivers inside pumpkins and made some speakers there. That probably is not what you're asking me to do. Now, I mean, we try to focus our efforts on real products. We do have fun with some prototypes and just destroy them by playing them at levels that no subwoofer should be exposed to. But in general, we're not doing those sort of like just fun projects to impress ourselves. We try to keep it grounded in the real world stuff that may make it to market someday.
Yeah. So you're focused on actually doing stuff. You're not playing around over there at SVS, huh?
No, I mean we have fun, but we're we run lean and mean. We want to keep our prices low for people, so we're not trying to do things that that's part of the reason our Ultra Towers, the $2,000, and we've had a lot of people, why don't you make like a $10,000 pair of flagship speakers to show, just pushing the limits. And we're like, we could, but we're going to invest so much to get there and sell how many who knows how many pairs. It's not feasible. It doesn't help us achieve what we want to achieve. So we're good sticking where we play strong and having fun.
Yeah, I get that. You don't mess around when it comes to time. Time is very valuable, and Nick always hangs up on me first whenever we're on the phone.
You're not the only one.
Too.
Is that right?
It's Nick, man. He's quick at the end.
Dang, he got me.
You know what it is? I got this condition where like I hate the lingering goodbyes, where it's like, no, you say goodbye, no, you say goodbye, and it's like I just like make it easy on you. So to me, I'm doing you a favor. I don't want to be like stuck there being like, oh no, that's cool, So
he's a savage with it. I'm gonna get you next time though.
Hang up.